guys, so welcome to another episode of Not So Serious Drama Review with Alpaca. So please don't mind the fact that I look a bit ridiculous right now because I just bathed. Yeah, so today, the drama that we're going to be reviewing is actually 卫国先锋2 When Duty Calls 2, which is a new drama that just ended on Channel 8. So before I get into the video, do remember to follow the Team Alpaca Instagram account. And their Instagram account is basically an account where me and the rest of Team Alpaca will be posting regularly on. So it's not just like any one of us, it's gonna be us all together. And also click on the link on the Instagram bio to get the link to my blog where I will be posting regularly and writing about my life stories. I will also be narrating the stories that I write on my blog out on my TikTok so that it will be much funnier and much entertaining. And so if you don't want to read, you can also watch my TikTok videos and listen to me narrate the story out. So now that that's done, let's get into the video. So let's start off by talking about the plot of this drama. So for When Duty Calls 2, also known as 卫国先锋2, I felt like it was mostly focused on the development of different relationships between characters in the drama. In season 1 of this drama, it was much more action-packed, and therefore this season was more on the development of the relationships. Overall, I felt that the plot of this drama was a bit exaggerated as there were a lot of ups and downs for the different characters. As I was watching the drama, I felt that there were some scenes that were rather redundant and were only included for the sake of building up the storyline. I personally believe that if the storyline was a bit more realistic, the drama could have been much better. Moreover, many parts of the story felt very rushed, especially towards the end of the drama. So now moving on to the characters. The first character that I'm going to be talking about is Jin Kwang. So for this character, he was reasonably developed, but I felt like it wasn't really shown clearly how he learned to treasure Yishen, which is another character that I will further introduce later. So more towards the end of the drama, he learned to treasure Yishen more, but throughout the course of the drama, the two of them got into many different conflicts and also fought quite a few times because of different views and perspectives that they have. And it was actually a terrorist attack towards the end of the drama that made Jin Kwang realize his love for Yishen once again. And I found it quite cliche as it also happened in the previous season. I felt like the portrayal of his character's development could be improved because they reused the incident that made him realize his love for Yishen again, and it was pretty much the same as season 1, except that they just changed the plot of the terrorist attack. I understand that this is like a drama based on the army and stuff like that, but I felt like there could have been different incidents that would have brought the two of them together instead of just using terrorist attacks for both seasons. So now moving on to Yishen. For Yishen, her character had many conflicts throughout the drama, whether it was with Jin Kwang or whether it was with other characters. And only towards the end of the drama did she learn to understand people more and change her way of thinking. So that also was another factor that led her to be able to get there with Jin Kwang and eventually also get married with him. I felt like Yishen's character is one that has many different complicated thoughts. It's really hard to predict what she's thinking and what she would do the next moment. Furthermore, I felt like her and Jin Kwang's chemistry was definitely improved in the second season, especially because the first season and the second season had like a 5 years gap between them, and it was really clearly shown how the actors tried to make the chemistry between the two characters much closer compared to the first season. So the next character I'm gonna be talking about is Jingyu. So her character remained pretty much the same compared to her character in season 1. Other than remaining the same, I felt like in season 2, she didn't really play any part in the development of others' characters. And the only major thing that she actually did was to choose between Ansing and Apollo, as the two of them had little crush on her. And I will introduce the two other characters separately to you later. Other than not helping the other characters much in their development, I felt like she didn't really interact much with the other characters as well, and most of the time we could only see her maybe with her family or with Apollo or Ansing, and I felt like maybe she could have been seen interacting with the other characters much more often and maybe played a part in their development as well. So now moving on to the two characters that has a crush on Jingyu. So first off, we're gonna start with Ansing. So Ansing and Apollo were two of the new characters that were introduced to the show in season 2, and they were not in the show during season 1. So for Ansing, his character I felt did not have much development, especially since he's a new character. I felt like his character truly stayed like the same throughout the entire drama. And it wasn't also really shown how his character fell for Jingyu, and I felt like it was more of the characters around him that was telling him like, oh, you like her, instead of him realizing, oh, I like her. And his proposal for Jingyu was also really sudden, and it was also like in a way affected by the other characters because Junkwang went to tell him to like seize the chance, and then he did it. So I felt like maybe we could like show him realizing it by himself instead of Junkwang telling him first. So as his character had a rather stone cold personality, I felt like his feelings were not portrayed very well. But there was one incident that we could see his development from, which was when he decided to forgive his mother for leaving him alone in the past and decided to let her stay with him in the end. However, his development from this incident is still not much compared to the other characters. So moving on to Apollo, which is another new character that has a crush on Jingyu. Unlike Ansing, Apollo's character is a bit more of the opposite to Ansing. He's more outgoing, outspoken, and is more bubbly compared to Ansing. And luckily, his development was obviously shown, as we can see that at the beginning of the drama, his character had a rather childish personality and did not actually give any thoughts on his girlfriend's feelings before making any decisions, and that was what that led him to break up with his girlfriend at that time. So throughout the course of the drama, many incidents happened to him, and then that led him to slowly sort out his feelings and thoughts and improve his character and his mindset. So I was quite pleased to see how his character grew a bit throughout the drama, even though he still did not manage to get together with Jingyu, which was a bit of a pity because I felt like he did show his true feelings to Jingyu more compared to Ansing. So the last character that I'm going to be specifically mentioning here is gonna be Tan Kim-po. So his character developed quite a bit from season 1, as like from season 1 you can actually see his character being a bit more childish and playful, as he like didn't really want to go for his reservist at first, but then he discovered his love for Mei Kwang, and then he decided to improve himself so that he could be together with her. And so in season 2, we actually see him and Mei Kwang happily married, and we could actually see the big change in his personality compared to season 1. So for the originality, overall, as this was the second part of the series, it wasn't at all that bad, but I felt like it definitely could have been improved. Originally, this series was more focused on the action part, but they changed it to focus more on the romance part, and I am not sure whether I liked it or not, because I felt like if they were to focus more on the action, it would have stayed true to the series' original meaning. So overall, I would rate this drama a good 6 out of 10. I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I did enjoy it to a certain extent, but if I were to compare it to the previous season of this series, I would definitely prefer the previous season. Throughout watching the drama, there were times where I felt they were just squeezing out plot ideas just to continue this series, as it did very well for season 1. So for anyone who hasn't watched this drama, I would suggest you watch season 1 first, and if you truly love this drama like a lot, then maybe you can try out season 2, but if not, I think it's good to stop at season 1 and pretend it stops there. So that's it for today's not so serious drama review with Alpaca. So do remember to subscribe and leave a like if you like this type of content. If you want me to review specific dramas, I would accept K-dramas, C-dramas, or even past Mediacorp dramas. So if you want me to react to any type of dramas that I listed above, you can leave a comment below and I will try to find time to watch those dramas. If not, I would just keep going with like the dramas that I've planned out. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!